Welcome to episode 2, where we're talking about the CBN operational framework for VASPs and the infrastructure needed to bank or provide financial services to VASPs. So let's quickly run through some of the controls that have been mandated by the CBN operational framework for bank holding by VASPs. One is that they have mandated that you can only go off-ramp twice in a quarter. What does that mean? Now, off-ramp transaction means when you are putting money into a virtual asset service provider's platform and you want to take money out in fiat. On-ramp means the opposite. You have your fiat, you're putting money in. Now, what this means basically is that once you put money into the virtual asset service provider's platform, you can only take it out twice in a quarter. Now, that's a bit restrictive, if I may say so myself. But the truth is, how can any financial institution actually stop or truly limit a virtual asset service provider from doing off-ramp transactions? The truth is, every integration is API powered, and the VASP is at liberty to spoof or manipulate the data that comes into the financial institution. So this control is really dicey. Another control that has been mandated is that they should not be given access to no-ban accounts. Now this is a bit of a tricky one, because without accounts, then the VASPs are going to struggle in collections. Does this mean that they can be given access to virtual accounts, which is kind of an alternative? This is a bit of a controversy and it's a bit confusing. I think there needs to be more clarity around this. The framework also requires FIs to get explicit approval from the CBN before opening settlement accounts for VASPs. This is a bit of an operational bottleneck, but I'm assuming that this will maintain adequate oversight over relationships. The framework also requires FIs to ensure that VASPs keep 150% collateral in their position. I'm assuming this is to mitigate against fraud and other financial crimes. And this is not unusual in high-risk payments, where you see things like the rolling reserve. However, this will require a lot of infrastructural and process development. The framework also requires that transactions are settled T+3. This means that when a transaction is consummated today, it will not settle into the account until after 3 days. This, I assume, is to mitigate against fraud risk. However, this will require a lot of technological development on the part of the FIs who want to partner with these guys. And finally, the framework seems to put a lot of guardrails around the VASPs operating largely in Naira. Now, this takes away the FX element, which I believe is very critical for the type of business they will need to run. Now, this may also be pushing them to the black market and to a lot of other unruly partnerships for the much needed FX. Because the CBN said so. No, but really, I believe that it's a nomenclature thing, and what they actually meant is to not give them no-ban accounts. But of course, you can provide them with virtual accounts with specified prefixes. A longer settlement time enables you to mitigate against financial crime and settlement risks. T+3 allows you 3 additional days to do your investigations, verify, validate, and take action. Banks will have to develop capabilities for blockchain analytics. The VASPs do not operate on non-bound ledgers. You need to go to blockchain and monitor their activities. By and large, VASPs are not your typical fintechs. If you don't have necessary infrastructure, processes, and controls in line to manage digital assets, you're probably not ready. My recommendations are FIs must build specific and tailored processes and infrastructure to mitigate the risk before they go into business with VASPs. FIs looking to partner with VASPs must build capabilities first. You can't rush headfirst into it. You must train your staff. You must have the necessary infrastructure in place. You must have the necessary processes in place. You must have the necessary policies in place. So it's not just a headfirst thing. You actually have to put things in place before you go and partner with these guys. And that's that for episode 2. See you in the next video.